Hey, what's up guys? Valleyline here. Welcome to the channel. Today is episode 7 of the Building the Perfect Team series, and today we're doing an all heroes team primarily for this Heroes Assemble mission. So if you haven't finished all of it, this will be a good video for you, and if you have done it, well, this is just a good fun video theory crafting about the best heroes team. Now, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Got a lot of great content coming from Marvel Strike Force, and I also from time to time do review other games as well. But most of my content is on Marvel Strike Force, and for those of you wondering, whoa, I am playing on BlueStacks right now. Check it out right there. And the reason I switched to BlueStacks, I think it's a little faster than Nox. I was playing on Nox for a while, and obviously my phone most of the time. So if you guys want to check out BlueStacks, play on your computer, there is an affiliate link down below. It doesn't cost anything, but just make sure that you link your main account to your Facebook account, and then you'll just have to, when you start playing Marvel Strike Force on your computer, go through that tutorial, and then you could link your accounts to your Facebook, and then you're good to go. Anyway, let's get into building this team. So it's an all heroes team. And there's a few heroes that I don't want to include. The first one is Captain America. Now, he is farmable, but he's farmable first on that hero stage. So if you're really trying to build this team, you're probably not having Captain America at that point. So he's not included. Black Widow is only available through orbs, so she's not included. Rocket had that weird event that they let some people have and not other people have. Right now, he's only available in Ultimus Orbs, so he's not on the list. Doctor Strange had a couple Blitz events, but right now he's only in the Ultimus Orbs, so he is not available. Cable had a Blitz event, not available at all right now, actually. So he's not going to be talked about. Black Panther only in Orbs. Vision only in Orbs. And Iron Man and Nick Fury only available through events. And who knows when we are going to get those. So they are not going to be on the list. So let's start constructing this team. The first thing I want to look for in any team is someone to dispel. Tanks are an issue in this game, and we need someone to take care of that. So Hawkeye is the number one that comes to mind. Jessica Jones also comes to mind as well, but I think Hawkeye just does a little bit more with his skill set. He has that air burst that could give blind to everybody, and I think he's just a much better character than Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones is nice too, though. She has that ability energy to everybody and has a team-wide dispel, but I think Hawkeye is a little better right now. Next, we gotta include Quake. She is one of the best characters in the game, arguably the best character in the game, and she does just so much. She also has a dispel. She has slow on her basics. She has a big AoE that gives offense down to everybody. Just a very solid character when playing her. Not that solid on defense. The AI doesn't use her right, but most of the time if you're constructing these heroes, you're wanting to do that hero's mission, so you're controlling them yourself. All right, so we're gonna need a tank. We got kind of a damage dealer. We got some dispels. We got some people that could do debuffs to the team. We need tanks, and in my mind, there's two choices right now when you take Captain America out. You got Drax right here, you got Luke Cage right here. Hulk is also a decent tank, but I think if you're struggling on that hero stage, you don't have him yet. So, or you just got him. I think the Drax and the Luke Cage is gonna be a little better way to go for this. Now, the one problem with Drax is that you're farming him in the same place that you're farming Quake, in that arena store. So that gives him a pretty big down, a thumbs down. And Luke Cage, everybody gets him in the start, so that gives him a little bit of a thumbs up. As far as just skills, Drax has that pre-battle taunt that comes in very useful. He also has a taunt on his first move, so that taunt is lasting for a while. Luke Cage, his taunt's gonna take a little while to get, and he's slow. But when you do level it up, I don't have him leveled up, but when you do level it up, it lasts for 2 turns. So you're suffering a little bit in the beginning with Luke Cage, but I think I'm gonna go with Luke Cage because I think he has a little bit more to offer on this team. That could be a mistake, but I think Luke Cage has a little bit more to offer because of his Unbreakable skill, which gives defense to everybody, and he gets death proof, but he's giving energy to everybody. He's giving 1 to 2, no, not to everybody, to a random ally. When you level it up to level 5, it's 1 to 2 ability energy, and then he's got defense up on self for 2 turns instead of 1 turn once you get it to level 6. I just think he offers a little bit more than Drax does. After Drax's taunt, he doesn't do too much. He has he has this attack right here, Good Fighting, where it's a drain, and he's getting a little bit of health steal, but it's not a huge damage dealer. It changes well, and then this skill, you know, it's a damage with chains, so just not too much. Whereas you look at Luke Cage's basic attack, beat up, he's got that 30% chance to assist. Not a huge chance, but is it a 30% chance? So you got that option there. I think Luke Cage is just a little better for what this team needs as a tank. We got 2 more spots to fill, and I think we need to fill it with damage. You could go with Thor, but I think when you don't have Black Widow and you don't have Captain America on that team, I think he suffers a little bit. So if I was just doing my team, I would probably just pick Thor because he has the most power out of everybody else. But I think we have to go with Gamora because Gamora is just a much better character. She's a solid single target attack dealer. She's a little bit squishy, so hopefully she does survive on that first turn before Luke Cage can get his taunt up. That is the one weakness when going with Luke Cage instead of Drax. Drax can protect a little bit more. And then for the last hero, again, we could have went with Thor, Wolverine, just because on my roster they're a little bit tankier. I mean, they're a little bit more built up and they have a little more power, but I think the right way to go here is with Deadpool. We could have went with Jessica Jones to give some energy out to everybody, but when we look at just damage, we just got Gamora here. Luke Cage and Drax are not really there for their damage. Quake does decent damage on her AoE, but I think we need a little bit more damage, so I think the right way to go on this team is either Deadpool or Daredevil, and I think this move right here, this Bounty Hunter, where you're going around the tank, where you're going around the taunt, and just most likely killing that target because they're already injured. I think that's the way to go with this team. He also has a big chain attack, so that is the team that I picked. Hawkeye, Quake, Luke Cage for the tank, Deadpool, and then Gamora. So let's go take a look at their stats and their speed. Alright, so we got Gamora going first. She is one of the fastest characters in the game and definitely the fastest character on this team. Hawkeye is going next, and you have a few options there. He's pretty fast. Deadpool is also pretty fast, and he's going next, dealing out some damage. Hopefully you've gotten around the tank at that point with either Hawkeye or just being faster than everybody. Then we got Quake to slow everybody down. I think that's the way to go with her move. And then Luke Cage coming in. Hopefully they're not dead at that point because he is slow. Yeah, let's test this out. And maybe I might switch it to Drax. But at this point, I think Luke Cage is in there just for the other things that he offers the team. Let's go take a look at them and talk about what we would do. So, Gamora, turn 1. Most likely going quicker than everybody, unless you're facing Black Widow or Karath. I think those are the only ones that would go quicker than her. Let's take a look. She's got her basic attack, which is very solid. Most of the time, I think this is the way to go. Deals more damage than her second attack, and you have a chance to do 2 bonus attacks when it's at level 6 for 200% damage. So a really big single target attack on turn 1 from her. Ruthless Blade is another option, and most of the time you wouldn't use this. There's 2 exceptions though. Obviously when you're gonna kill somebody, because you're gonna fill the speed bar and you're gonna get an extra turn. The other option, the other time that you would use this is if you need that chain. You have a 50% chance to chain the 2 adjacent targets, and if you really need that chain, that's probably the way to go with this. This is the way to go. But most of the time, I think Assassin Strike is going to be the first move that you would go for, and you're just saving this Ruthless Blade till you could kill somebody, unless you've got someone that you really need to chain. The only thing is it's a 50% chance, so it's not super reliable. So Assassin Strike is where you probably should go. All right, next move is Hawkeye. Most of the time you would be using this Dead Eye, but Concussion Arrow is very good. You need to look at the tanks, you need to look at what's coming up to see if you could use this just to dispel some random effects. I know sometimes when I'm facing Black Widow, they have speed up to everybody, and if I do this Concussion Arrow, I could remove speed from at least 3 of the targets, maybe less, depending if they have a taunt or what. But you could definitely get the taunt off with this Concussion Arrow. There's 2 people that are gonna have the taunt before Hawkeye. The first one is Drax with his pre-battle taunt. It's gonna be there if you face him. And Kree Royal Guard is a little faster than Hawkeye. So those are the 2 taunts that you're probably gonna run across. Now, Captain America can go before Hawkeye if he has Black Widow on his team, but he's probably gonna use, if it's an AI team, the AI is always gonna use that shield throw before the Inspire. So most likely Captain America is not gonna have that taunt up. So there's the option there. Again, it depends on the battle and who you're facing, but most of the time I think the Deadeye is the proper move. Exception again is if you got a taunter or if you have a bunch of deadly buffs like speed up or an offense up that you want to remove. I think that's the way to go. Next on the turn list is Deadpool, and I think that's a no-brainer to go with this hack and slash because you're chaining 3 to 4 additional targets. He's doing a little bit more damage than his basic attack, although the basic attack does have a chance for a bonus attack. But I think that this hack and slash is probably a little bit better on turn 1 because at that point you probably don't have any taunts because either Hawkeye removed it or Deadpool's just going faster than everybody, and you could get to a bunch of different targets at once, and it makes it a little easier for Gamora on her next turn. That is probably, yeah, you probably go hack and slash and then just saving this bounty hunter, hopefully for someone that's really weak. Quake is going next, and most of the time you would use a Sonic Blast and ideally slowing their 3 biggest threats. It does depend on how they have their team placed and what's going on with that, but normally the way I use Quake is I want to slow one side of the other team. Shockwave is an option because it does have that chain and you can clear 2 positive effects, but most of the time I think that slow is going to be a little bit more effective, and I would go with Seismic Blast most of the time on her first turn. And then way later we got the slow Luke Cage going, and you got 2 options for him as well. I guess, I mean, technically you got 3, but I don't know why you would use his basic attack on turn 1. You got 2 options. Most of the time the correct option is going to be the taunt. It's going to taunt for 2 turns when it's at level 6. Mine's is not level 6. You're going to get regenerate and you're going to clear 2 negative effects. And because he's going slow, he could have a bunch of negative effects on him depending who you're facing. Most of the time you do this. The other option though is to do Unbreakable and give defense up to all allies. Now, there may be times when this is the best move. You're also getting that energy, so that's another thing to consider, but it is random. There are certain times when this is the proper move, but most of the time I think the taunt is going to be there because all of these characters, Quake, Deadpool, Hawkeye, Gamora, they're pretty squishy and you're going to need to protect them. So that is it. Let's take them into battle, and I'm really not sure if Luke Cage gives enough protection. Let's check it out though. Let's get back into here, and where do we go? Here we go. The campaigns, Heroes Assemble. Now I've already did the Captain America missions for the day, and I know there's a protect mission, so it's not a true mission. I don't remember what Hawkeye is, so let's go in and fight it with this team that we picked. Let's skip all this, And let's get the team there. So, as far as order, let's go to the order. This is what I think would be the proper order. You definitely want Luke Cage on one side, and the rest of these guys are pretty squishy, so I'm not sure who to place here. Quake, I think, is very valuable. Hawkeye is going to be your main dispeller. I mean, Quake is a backup dispeller, but I think Hawkeye needs to be protected. Gamora's very squishy, but as far as value to the team, she's not as valuable as these guys right here. And then Deadpool, not very squishy, but he's kind of squishy. And I think he goes right here. And I think that is the best order for these guys. So let's go place them in that order. In the middle, I think we had Gamora. On one side, we had Deadpool. Now, for my team, this is probably the worst spot to put him in because he is the weakest power person on the team. But let's see if it could work. Next, we have either Quake or Hawkeye. In this one, we put Hawkeye. So let's put Hawkeye right here. I honestly don't think it matters too much, but just for consistency, let's put it there. Luke Cage goes in spot 1, and then we'll finish it off with Quake. Now, actually, if I was building this team based on my team, I probably would put Quake or Hawkeye right here because they're the strongest. And they probably could survive. But let's go take these guys into battle. These guys are probably way overpowered anyway, so this is probably going to be a quick battle. But just so we could test this team out, their order and how you would use them, let's go have some fun. Yeah, so it's loading right now, the BlueStacks, and it's not as fast as my phone, but I think it is a little quicker than the Nox that I've been using. They're both good though, but let's test this out. All right, so level 3, Kree guard is right there, and he has not taunted yet. He probably will throw his taunt before. Who is the biggest threat? Karath is a big threat. Kree Reaper is a threat. Kree Cyborg is a threat, and Kree Noble is a threat. Not a lot of threateningness from Kree Royal Guard, and definitely not a lot from Mr. Ronan. I guess we'll go with Karath on turn 1 at that. And Hawkeye's actually going before Kree Royal Guard, so I'm not sure if there's some RNG involved in that or not. Maybe there's some passive that I'm not thinking of, but let's go. And I'm not going to remove the speed up. It's just one guy. I don't think it's worth it to use that because Kree Road Guard's going to be coming with his taunt. So I'm just going to use this basic for Hawkeye. And then let's chain. I'm not going to use it on Karath just because he's not by anybody. I'm going to go right to the center, go to Kree Noble, and see who we could chain to right now. Got... Okay, so it looked like it went Noble to Ronan to Royal Guard back to Ronan. Alright, so let's slow these guys down. I want to get as much as possible. I'm going to have to either hit Kree Royal Guard or Kree Cyborg, or I think Noble is going to get the most. I got 4 with that. I think if I went Ronan, I would have also had 4. So I don't think it mattered who I did. Alright, so now we got the taunt up, and we actually have Thor here because of the mission. I'm just going to use the basic here and not use any of his stuff. And... the Kree is actually a pretty slow team, so we actually got this off before. I want to do his taunt. Yeah, took me a little while. I wasn't sure if this was an instant where defense up would help. All right, so this one, I think I will kill this guy with Gamora's second move, and then we'll get a little bit of a chain here, and then we could come back and kill somebody on the next move, and then we'll have a third move with a basic. So let's see if this kills him. Yep, that killed him. Didn't get a chain, but we did get the big move. I think... Alright, so I think I could kill Kree Noble with this move right here, just because she's so underleveled, and then I'm going to come back with a basic for Karath, and let's see if that happens. There we go, and then we got Karath. So we took out 3 with Gamora there, and whoa, okay. Got a bunch of different people here, but Karath is not there anymore, so that is a big thing. Let's go and continue to work on Kree Cyborg. That offense up, we do have Kree Royal Guard, so I think getting rid of that taunt is a little more important than that offense up. Let's go, though. Boom, and I'm not gonna use it on him because his base is gonna kill him. So there we go. All right, let's go slow this side. I think this is. I think it doesn't matter. One of these back people will slow everybody. I think all 4 of these guys. There comes Ronan with his almost non-attack. Oracle or Reaper. Reaper is a bigger threat than Oracle. Oracle doesn't do too much. Took him out. I'm just going to keep using the basic attack from Thor because he's not supposed to be on this team. Alright, so let's keep working on Reaper because she's a bigger threat. And let's blind everybody. And obviously I'm taking a little more time than I should in this battle. Just because I'm trying to explain everything that is going to my head. There comes the big attack. Took out everybody, and this move does not matter because he's dead. Alright, so there was the team. And I think they would work pretty well if I have everybody leveled. The weak point right now, just because of the way I have them leveled, is Deadpool. He's so weak compared to everybody else. And obviously Luke Cage, he needs his skills leveled up a little more, and he needs to be geared a little more to make him really effective on the team. But that is it for this video. That is the Heroes team. Let's go back to the thing. Luke Cage, Deadpool, Gamora, Hawkeye, and Quake. I'm still not sure about this order right here, but this is definitely the team. If we try out on some higher levels and find that these guys just aren't getting their stuff off, I would probably replace Luke Cage with Drax, but right now I think this is the team. And then obviously Captain America is a much better tank, so once you get him, I would definitely put him into the mix. That is it though. Thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you guys for coming. Make sure you guys subscribe, and like I said, if you guys do want to play on your computer, BlueStacks is the way to go. Click on the link in the description down below. I will see you guys next time. Valley Flying out.